All right, it's going live.
Okay, I just
Got it.
clicked on where it says got it.
Okay. And I'm also going to record.
Okay, I see it. I see it
Yep.
recording.
Nice. Oh, the recording, yeah.
Hmm.
See if it'll go live.
Okay, there it is. I see the
It's up.
link. I saw the notification. I'm trying to go to it. Yeah, here
Okay,
it
I
is.
see.
All right.
There we go. All right, I'll send you the new link. Then we can
Okay.
send that out. I'll send it out too.
Okay. There's a delay. I'm looking at myself looking down. I'm like, what's wrong with my face?
Right?
Yeah. It's okay. Okay.
You got the link?
Let me see.
Oh, it's on
And
private though. Let me make it public.
okay. In the Zoom chat, I only see the old one.
Okay. All right, I got you. I will send that. That's the second one.
Okay. There we go.
And
Let me copy that and then correct it.
for some reason, it's private too.
It's private.
Yeah. I don't
Well,
know why.
on YouTube Live, I can click on it. Wait a minute. Yeah, I can click on it, and wait a minute. It says live, but yeah, yeah, it's on.
Okay. All right,
It's on.
perfect.
I believe so. Let me update the post real fast, and I'll. Okay,
Yeah, I see it live.
okay. Let me link. There we go.
Oh, bet. Thank you, Zoya. Yeah, we live.
All right, almost done.
We update. So this is another reason why I want another computer, even though I don't need one.
I hear you on that. Where my book? All right.
All right. And try to post the link one more
Okay.
time. New link.
Oh, okay. It's just a delay on when I watch it through the phone. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be super delayed
Yeah.
because the processing is slow.
Yeah.
And my computer is still trying to recover from that other app.
Mm.
All right. So now it should be good. Post a link. Boom. All right. You ready, brother Trey?
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready. I'm just
All
looking
right.
at my phone. I'm just finishing up this post, but I'm still listening.
Oh, you good. No problem. Thank
Okay.
you, everyone, for your patience with the technical issues. Everybody who gets on live every day makes this stuff look easy. So shout out to y'all and your team because that was a lot. I went on earlier this morning and got it together, so I thought. But now we're here. So peace. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another episode of Tea Time Podcast. It's your girl Tia, aka Atiya, aka TT, whatever you call me. And today I'm here. What's up? No, it has to be on silent. All right. Please forgive all the interruptions that are going to happen. I have the babies. Yes, and they're anxious right now. But I do want to welcome my brother Tre X. You've seen him on the podcast before. We had a wonderful conversation that we won't talk about right now,
Right.
but I'm excited for this next conversation. about debunking the lies that are told on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the false narrative of Minister
Yeah.
Farrakhan. And this is an important conversation. Um, I'll let you explain why you think so, Brother Trey, in a bit. But in my perspective, this is an important conversation, especially right now, because when you have a light as bright as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, when you have an influence that's as powerful as his, that have influenced people that we don't even know, but every time there's a powerful move taken,
Right.
I truly do believe when there's a worldwide powerful move that's taken, that somewhere in the influences of Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, people have to know about him. Like, he
Yeah.
has to be talked about, and in truth, instead of the false narrative that the media, when you Google his name, will come up. So I'm excited for this conversation. But Brother Trey, if you would like to go ahead and start, you can introduce yourself, let everyone know who you are and why this topic is important for you.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, I'd like to say thank you so much for having me on again. It's good to be back because last time I was on this beautiful podcast, I unfortunately was down with COVID. So I'm thankful to Allah that you sent the invite, and now I'm back again at 100%. And this topic is important to me because, of course, we know that there has been so much false propaganda being spewed on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for over 40 years now, that he's a hater, he's this, he's that. And I think this topic is so important because the truth has to be told. And we know that once you know the truth shall set you free. And it is on us as defenders or believers to defend someone that we believe in and who's been on the battlefield for over 50 years now. And a man that constantly fights and constantly loves and never returns evil for evil. When black people in our ignorance, when they attack him, of course with our mouths, he never returns and slanders those who slandered him. So that's why this topic is very important to me, so that the truth gets told, basically. And it's on us.
Powerful, powerful. I thank you for that. I am interested in what is your history with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, with the Nation of Islam. Would you like to speak a bit on that?
Yes. Um, my history in the Nation of Islam is actually it goes back to, I'm not what I would say a quote unquote nation baby, but I will say that my parents came to the mosque in 1997, a few years, maybe about a year and a half after they were married. And my father got a final call from a brother, and my dad was reading it, and his interest was sparked so heavily from what he read in the final call. He just had to he had to find like where's the mosque at immediately. So my father went first, and he accepted. And the next time that he went to the mosque, he brought my mother and myself with me. And he was, he didn't know what to wear coming to the mosque, so he wore his African robes that he wore when he got married. And I was in like the same robes and stuff. I wish I had pictures of it, but 1997, that's the history of me first coming in as a child. So I was 3 years old at the time. So I've been in this work ever since I've basically been 3 years old, and I accepted my own in 2011 at the age of so I was still 16 at the time. So I got I got registered literally the week of Savior's Day. That Monday I recited and all that good stuff, and the rest has been history. I've had so much fun, but inshallah we'll get into that later. So I became a registered member of Nation of Islam and the FOI in 2011. So it's been a ride so far.
Praise be to Allah. That's a beautiful testimony for real.
Yeah.
And I thought you were, I mean, that sounds like you are a nation baby. Even you may not be born into it.
Right.
But couldn't tell, just
Mm-hmm.
you on social media, how hard you go, how much
Yes,
of a
ma'am.
defender of the nation and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan you are.
Praise be
I
to
didn't know
Allah.
that. Yeah,
Yes,
so I'm
ma'am.
glad I asked that question for
Mm-hmm.
real. And
Yes,
if you
ma'am.
do find a picture, definitely share it,
Yes, ma'am.
because that would be wonderful to see.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Um, Let me see. In my history with the Nation of Islam and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I am a nation baby. My
Mm-hmm.
mom, I love her story, but she was very much black power, black empowerment, um, kind of to an extreme. And it's funny
Mm-hmm.
because when she heard, she was in college at Rutgers University, and she was introduced by a brother. I think a brother, and we know him. A brother gave her the final call. Brother David, gave her
Okay.
the final call at Rutgers, and then she saw the minister, or one of those happened before. But essentially, when she was in college, she was introduced to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the nation, and she knew that that's where she had to go. So
Mm-hmm.
she joined, and it influenced heavily upon her pregnancy with me, and her not really giving birth to me, because that's a different story, but her
Mm-hmm.
pregnancy with me, she was heavily studying and heavily into the nation and even working as a vanguard.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to her. I am
Oh yeah.
definitely fully a nation baby, even through the being in the womb.
Yes, ma'am.
So for me, the nation and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan always represents truth. Is I
Mm-hmm.
know that this is home base. I know.
Right.
No matter what I've gone through in my life, no matter where I've strayed in my life,
Mm-hmm.
the Nation of Islam, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, has always been my north star. I guess that's
Yes, ma'am.
been my Mecca,
Mm-hmm.
heading east,
Absolutely.
forever, and a guiding light for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, something that surprises me still is that a lot of people our age and our generation have never even heard of him.
Right.
What has been your experience with that? People who haven't even heard of the minister.
Um, I mean, when it comes to us, of course, 90s babies, I would say that you do get it here and there, at least from my experience, that young people that have no idea. For me personally, that um, unfamiliarity with the minister, from my experience, really goes onto the children that have been born in the 2000s, I believe, even after that time. Because I mean, um, just from my experience, I mean, you get people that have said that he's this, or they don't know, or my father had a tape, or is it that dude that was on Donahue or something like that. Those are most of the responses I get. But for me personally, I more get that the unfamiliarity with the children from the 2000s, and I think that's because of the minister not being he's been purposely kept away from doing interviews and things like that. But the beautiful thing is now we have these social media platforms with Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, etc., where you can just post a video and people can start to get familiar with the minister now. And that's mainly my response. I think it's more of the newer generation of today that haven't been too familiar with the minister.
Yes, I'm sitting here looking up that Mike Wallace interview clip,
Hmm. Oh yeah.
with the minister, because that one is also hot on social
Yeah,
media.
it is.
Everyone loves that.
Yes,
And
yes they
it's
do.
wild because I can't find it. I think they took it down.
Which one? The one from the 90s?
I think it's the 90s.
Hmm.
I can't really tell, but speaking about Africa, when Mike Wallace describes it as, I forget the word.
Hmm.
Mm,
That may be the one from 1990.
1990.
Because he did one in 85, 90, 95, and then the last one was in 2002.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't. 2002.
Okay. I wonder if I can look it up. I don't want to hold up the show with this doing
Yeah, no problem.
research.
We're live, so this
Hmm.
is my first time live too, so
Yeah,
we're gonna have
well,
some pauses.
yeah, if you type in Farrakhan 1990 Donahue, it shows up.
Donahue, okay.
Hmm. Yeah, because well, that's on topic too, because he's been shadow banned so heavily. When you type in a minister's name or certain lectures, like it will not show up.
At all. It's
Hmm.
bad. The the Donahue clip isn't the one I'm looking for. The
Okay.
clip I'm looking for, it was Mike Wallace, a very specific clip, but
Oh,
I can't get the words now.
yeah. That one
But
I would have to send it because I put it in the playlist because that one, the Mike Wallace interview from 60 Minutes is it's not they took it they took it
they took
away.
it down. That's wild.
Right. Yeah,
That's
when
wild.
Mike Wallace was saying Nigeria is the most corrupt nation he's ever covered.
Corrupt. That's the word. Yes.
Yeah.
And the
And
minister goes
right.
in with the truth.
Right. Mike Wallace had that that look when you get chained.
Facts. Like, oops.
Right.
But that actually leads me to the question, like,
Mhm.
the minister, in what you've heard of him and what you've experienced, is he, in your perception of him and your understanding of who the minister is he genuine in what he does? Because that's a question that people get or like to raise a lot. That's one of the hot topics surrounding the minister.
Okay. Is he genuine in what he does? I would say absolutely 100%. There is no faking defending black people in our ignorance, even when we get so far down or so low, and you have a man that comes to our aid, even when the minister was recently on what's that brother's name? I cannot remember his name. He's kind of obese. Uh, Man, his name does not come to mind, but the minister was on his show this year, and I'm paraphrasing. He was basically saying we have to love black people through their ignorance. Love has to triumph. So I would say that's 100% genuine when you have people that have been robbed from the knowledge of self, the knowledge of God, and the knowledge of our open enemy, and for him to even take a stand on a stage, especially when he was coming back after his battle with cancer, after his surgery multiple times, especially in 2007, with his insides literally being chemically burned. I mean, most of his organs are gone, and for a man that's in his 60s and 70s at that time to stand back up and continue the mission of his father, I absolutely genuine. I mean, he could have sat back, relaxed, and and just kicked back and just said, "Hey, I'll come to you via satellite from those days." But no, he was like, "No, I'm coming out and I'm going down there with my people. I'm coming out to see you." And of course, on top of that, getting out in the streets physically, going out in the hoods of Chicago and greeting our people. So absolutely 100% genuine. Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Praise be to Allah. That's real. You reminded me of when I think I had graduated college,
Mm,
but it was a a group of Rutgers students, led by F.4 brother Raheem. Shout out to him. But we brought the minister to
mm.
Rutgers University,
Okay.
and he hadn't been there, I think, since when
Oh
my mom
wow.
saw him at
That's
Rutgers.
good.
And the crowd, when I think back on it now, you know everything happens the way Allah plans for it to happen, but the crowd was so small. And who the minister is in the year 20, that was probably 2016, who the
Okay.
minister is, he still came out to Rutgers University, to that
Mm,
small hall, to speak
okay.
with the students at Rutgers University. And those
Mm-hmm.
are the other guests that came and showed up.
Mm,
And so when you talk about how genuine and how real he is, like you said, the minister has battled and beat cancer. The minister
mm-hmm.
still struggles with the ramifications of what they did to him during that surgery,
Yes, ma'am.
striving to destroy him, which they could not
Mm-hmm.
do.
Right.
And for him to still be out, walking. I saw a video yesterday. He's 90 years old now,
Yes.
and he was out at a family day walking strong too.
Yes. Yes, he
Walking
was.
strong,
Right.
enjoying just being with the community and being with
Mm-hmm.
family and his people. And his track record of what he has done for our community, we can't even put on a piece of paper. We probably couldn't put on a piece of paper from Jersey to where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Like we
Right.
couldn't
Yes,
write it.
ma'am.
We could not list everything that he's done just
Exactly.
from him being who he is. So
Mm-hmm.
divine, and is so just absolutely genuine. Genuine doesn't even cover. Like
Yes,
he
ma'am.
is the absolute beacon of love,
That's
of,
right.
a love that I don't, that it's a struggle to exemplify.
Oh yeah.
Something that I do love, the minister, from me growing up, I always remember he said that love is duty. Love
Mm-hmm.
isn't just a feeling. Love isn't something that is, it feels nice. Love is duty. And he has absolutely
Right.
shown that with who he is and what
Yes,
he has
ma'am.
done for us, from the Million Man March to him being a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, to
Yes,
him and
ma'am.
his relationship with brother Malcolm X. Everything
Mm-hmm.
he has absolutely led with love in everything that he does, to the point
Right.
where he rejected his own self, put his music
Man,
aside, put his means of making money aside,
think
so
about
that
that.
he can be the best student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And
Yes, ma'am.
that just shows his success. So
Mm-hmm.
that's absolutely true.
Right. And
Absolutely.
when you I didn't mean to cut you off, but that
Okay.
word genuine, and to think that this man sacrificed his family. I'm talking about 9 children. But the messenger told him, if you take care of the mission, Allah will take care of your family. So we can see through his actions that his family was taken care of, and also we were taken care of. And you got to think that this man has a wife, Mother Khadijah. Like, I mean, that's sacrifice. I mean, of course, he would like to be at home with his wife, but he sacrificed that for us, the mission, the resurrection of the dead. And I mean, the man has proven, he's proven himself to be absolutely genuine. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. That actually leads me to another point I wanted to touch.
Hmm.
Speaking of Mother Khadijah, and all praises due to Allah for Mother Khadijah, because me being a new wife, right?
Yes,
Me
ma'am.
being a new wife, that this life is different. Like as a
Hmm.
woman, who you are, it changes and it's very different. And me actually stepping into wifehood and motherhood, I
Hmm.
understand now femininity a little bit better, but also the reverence that the
Right.
minister had. Give me 1 second, I apologize.
Oh no, go ahead.
What was I saying? But the reverence that the minister has always had for women, and especially the mothers of the faithful, and Mother
Right.
Khadijah and his mother, is it's I for me, I've had my own journey with femininity and my
Hmm.
womanhood, and it's something that I so appreciate now, because when being a wife and being a mother gets
Right.
difficult, because love is duty and there's a lot of
Right.
love that comes with it. When it gets difficult, I look to Mother Tanetta, I look to Mother Khadijah, I look to the mothers of the faithful and what they represent and what they have spoken about and who they are. And mostly I look to how the minister has described them and spoken about them. And I have never heard a man love a woman as much
Hmm.
as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan loves the mothers of the faithful and Mother
Hmm.
Khadijah. When he talked about her
Absolutely.
at the training
Oh
this
yeah.
in July,
Yeah.
it was beautiful. I was
I
like, go
loved it.
ahead.
Right.
And
He even asked permission for her if he could keep going. That
right,
was amazing.
that was beautiful. I was like,
Right.
they are so cute. That's couple goals.
Hmm. Right.
For
Yes,
real.
ma'am.
But it made me want to ask, you being a brother,
Yes, ma'am.
how has the minister influenced your, uh, I guess, perspective of a woman, mothers of the faithful, but also women in general?
I would say his influence for me, especially when it comes to women that women are not playthings. Women are not things that you take and do what you want to and move on. That's the worldly perspective, of course. And as men in this world, I mean, I'm just gonna keep it 100. I mean, sometimes those thoughts can come up in our heads as men. So we definitely have to fight and strive to be upright. So I mean, the man teaching us on a lecture in '95 called "What is Your Role?" and of course the problems in relationships and the divine value of woman. I mean, the minister, of course, has given us a guideline on a guideline on how to understand our woman, and especially our black woman in America in general, um, through our difficulties, the struggles that we have went through. The minister even touching on incest or child molestation or all these type of topics that you don't hear other preachers really bringing up. He helps us to give us, and not just the outline, but a guideline and understanding our woman that we should be there for our woman off and go get a Caucasian woman. We need to stay with the woman who has been down with us. I mean, ever since the beginning, she stayed with us even through the hells of slavery, even through the civil rights movement. I mean, just Islam being established in America, even Mother Claire Muhammad herself for a certain period of time taking over responsibilities of the Nation of Islam. So I mean, we have no excuse today for us as men, for us not wanting to be with our woman, besides you just simply saying like, I don't want to be with her. Of course, a lot of us don't say that, but we show it with our actions by the type of women that we choose. So we have to be very mindful of the women that we choose to be with and choose to settle with, and who we say I do to is very important. So I mean, for me personally, it's just growing and understanding, because especially with a woman, you are going to struggle, and hard trials are necessary to establish truth. So I mean, man, it's just like once you think you beat something, bam, here comes another test. And that woman will try you. She want to see what you made of. I'm like, Lord, I don't know what's going on. I'm just praying to Allah that, like, look, I want to pull my head off sometimes. My head gonna explode. I'm like, Jesus, I need help. I said, Allah, help me. I'm like,
That's
Lord,
funny.
that's all I can say. I said, because that black woman will test you. Let me tell you.
All right. Love is duty. It's a strong duty.
Yes, it is. Love is duty. It's what you do. Like,
Exactly.
even when I get compliments, I'm like, like move that to the side. I don't. All praise due to Allah. Just like, what else is coming? That's what I.
Right.
Right,
That's
but
funny.
yes, ma'am. But that would be my answer. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Mm,
That's an important topic, because especially now in the age of, I guess, rising feminism, or feminism, the political feminism, right? And I don't vibe with
mhm,
that at all. I'm good.
right.
But me being raised, it's okay. It's all right. Sorry. Me being raised in the nation, I always knew my power as a woman. I always knew, just with the example of our ministers like Sister Dr. Ava Muhammad, may Allah be pleased with her. And just her example, I believe, and you can correct me if I'm saying it wrong, but she was the first Muslim female minister in the world. Is that correct?
Over, she was the first female minister over a mosque and throughout the world, like period.
Period. Like, that's
Right.
crazy.
Hmm.
Yes.
Think
But
about that.
that's the nation. That's the nation.
Hmm.
I've never questioned my power or my ability to do anything as a woman,
Hmm.
because of the nation and what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has taught us, that we are the help meet to the man.
Hmm.
So if we're the help meet to our man, then that means, we're right there doing the same
Hmm.
work in a different way as him. We're
Right.
right there, one in one.
Yes,
So
ma'am. And
equality in that political sense, when it comes to women
mhm.
and men, has never been an issue for me.
And check it out. Even when you talked about women empowerment, I'm talking about a sister who was the minister's national spokesperson. That's that's that's
Yes.
top notch right there. Nobody defended the minister like our sister student minister, Dr. Ava, and may Allah be pleased with our sister, man. Like I'm really gonna miss her. I mean, of course, it like to me, it doesn't feel like she's gone until someone brings it up. So I mean that like her energy is still with us. So I mean she's still here, like she's still present. But I mean that's woman empowerment. So there is no I don't know the word, like disrespect of keeping women down in the nation of Islam. That's what I say. That's how I word that one.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. That's absolutely true.
Mm,
That leads me to, let me see if I want to go to this question first.
mm,
The minister, when you Google him,
mm,
he is labeled as a hater.
mm,
So I wanted to, I really want to ask the question where,
mm,
the minister being a hater, um, where does that come from in your perspective? That label,
mm.
and is it valid?
It comes from those who choose to spew propaganda against the minister. Like even when they call him a hater, I'm trying to find a lecture where the minister said, "I hate so and so," or "I hate blank blank." And to be honest, he's actually a man of God who teaches you how to be righteous and have real love for yourself. That's what he's teaching. So it's I mean it's falsehood. It's falsehood being spewed out to keep our people and the entire nation from hearing him. But today I believe it's backfiring because when the minister addressed um Ye and Kyrie Irving about their situation, I mean on YouTube, one brother who posted it, it had over 1.2 million views on it. And they unfortunately took the brother's channel down. So the more that they keep pushing this propaganda, the more the people will be interested in seeing what the man is going to hear. So they're really helping. Every knock is a boost, as we are taught. So I mean, it's just a false propaganda campaign to just try to keep this man um, off. And just we don't want him influencing nobody. We don't want him influencing the rappers. We don't want him influencing this group or that group, the Hebrew Israelites, the Christians, our Asian brothers, our Indian brothers and sisters. I mean, no, that's really their aim and their goal. But as we can see by the will of Allah, Allah is definitely over this.
Yes, sir. Beautifully said. Thank you. I have, as you were speaking, the minister, for me, speaking from my
Mm,
personal experience, I remember the shock that I had when I saw the picture of the
mm.
minister with Kanye, Ye, and Kim Kardashian in
Yeah.
his home,
Mm.
because I'm very judgmental sometimes. So, oh look, white woman got another one of our brothers. Da, 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 da.
Right.
I have that mindset.
Mm,
And, especially with her history, me judging who she is, me not knowing her at all.
mhm,
When I saw that picture of Ye and Kim Kardashian in his home next to Mother
mhm,
Khadijah, I was just like, wow, the minister
mhm.
opened his home
Right.
to Kim Kardashian. And it just made me think. I was like, dang,
Right.
dang, who am I? Like, who
Mhm,
am I to judge this woman who I don't know? And
mhm,
here's my leader opening his door to her, to
mhm.
their family, showing that love, showing that care for them.
Right.
So for me, in my personal experience, the minister has brought me out of hateful thinking. The minister has brought
Mhm.
me out of like a judgmental mindset about other people,
Right.
because he is just a divine example of love,
Right.
divine
It's
example of love, and allowing Allah to be the judge of each and
mhm.
every one of us.
And that, like what you said, like I've had thoughts, the exact same thoughts. So like when you see somebody disrespecting the minister, you think so and so need to be dealt with or something like that. And the minister instructed us, to leave them alone as long as they don't put their hands on you, leave them alone. So I mean, Allah will deal with them, and that comes with spiritual growth. So I mean, especially as an FOY. Like you hear certain things, like, and you just want to pop off and like snap, but you really have to be wise, especially as you get older. And we have to show wisdom, especially in this dark hour that we are in. I mean, the enemy is looking for anything to use against us, and they can take clips of what either person says and use it against us. They even have the AI now. Of course, they have the AI, like they have like Patrick from SpongeBob singing these soul songs. I'm like, what's going what is going on? They got
It's
Frank Sinatra
crazy.
singing, right? They got Frank Sinatra singing Lil Jon and stuff like that. So, I'm just bringing a light to it, but it's very serious. It's just, we have to be reminded, just to be wise and skillful in this hour. That's all.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that. That's real. And
Hmm.
yeah, we definitely have to be mindful of what we say and how we go about it. And the minister said at his 90th birthday, and I think he said it again later, study me. He
Hmm.
said, study me. And that's real. I think from what I've heard from people, they love, the way that the minister was speaking in the 80s. They always loved that, how he
Hmm.
was speaking, what he was saying,
Oh yeah.
and his message has not changed. His love
Right.
has not changed. Nothing has changed. However, in I think I heard Minister Ishmael speaking about it in one of his lectures, but the minister's role is
Mhm.
universal.
That's right.
So in his role, he touches every single person on this planet. He touches every single being on this planet, and that's his role to do. So where
Hmm.
we might have in our minds, fight, 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 not revenge, but we have in our
Right.
minds fight, 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 defend
Hmm.
ourselves, exclude these other people, exclude those people who have been hurting us.
Hmm.
There's salvation for Satan. There is salvation
Right.
for Satan. And the minister
Hmm.
comes to bring that salvation.
Hmm.
And it's for me in realizing that, growing into spiritual maturity and growing into just general maturity, becoming an
Hmm.
adult, it deepened my love for the minister and what he does and
Yes,
who
ma'am.
he is, because he's giving us the example of how to live a peaceful life.
Right. Exactly.
That's it. um Let me see.
You want to talk
That's
about some
leaving
haters?
hot some haters.
You want
Shoot.
to talk about the haters?
Go ahead, brother Trey. You lead the way. I'm trying to be
Well,
good.
right. Of course, the when it comes to those who say, what is Minister Farrakhan doing? What is the Nation of Islam doing, or so and so? I'm like, you're looking at what the Minister Farrakhan is doing. He's producing new human life, a new way of thinking, a new mind in people, in men and women.
Mm,
We are taught that self improvement is the basis for community development. So when you see a man from the slums who was a gangbanger, drug dealer, a sister who was a prostitute, not respecting herself, to come up and clean up themselves and study and become one who is striving to submit their will to do the will of Allah, that is what the Minister Farrakhan is doing. I mean, some of us, I mean, it's so much crazy talk our people say sometimes. They want the minister to give them a hospital. You want the minister to, and you probably wouldn't even go to begin with in the first place. You would rather go to Mercy Hospital or whatever like that. So, I mean, first of all, it starts with self. It starts with self improvement. That's one of the first thing. And of course, we have to bring the talents that we have to our nation, and you find those who are like minded, and then you get the work done. So, I mean, things that people say are absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, just don't pay it no mind. Just let it brush up off you. Brush the haters, dust your shoulders off. That was in some song. I don't remember the name of it. Haters is pimps too. Gonna brush your
gonna
something
brush your
like that.
shoulders off.
Yeah,
Jay-Z.
yeah. Jay Z. That's let's dust your shoulders off. Take plenty, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you want to give back plenty, but and this like, especially if you striving, especially if you studying the Bible, if you're striving to be a disciple of Jesus, you're gonna have to take plenty. And trust me, it's gonna hurt because I just went through a trial that was so hurtful. I mean, I mean, it really hurted, but I was blessed to. I just said I'm gonna put it in the hands of Master Farad Muhammad. I'm gonna put it in God's hands. So I just did that and just left it alone. So it's all good.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Praise be to Allah. And I pray, you are carried through the rest of that trial as well,
Oh,
brother.
thank you. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
sir. I'm gonna go off camera, but I'm still here.
Mm.
But babies. So I'm gonna go off camera in a bit, but I found it's like a bass guitar behind that Mike Wallace clip. So I think this is a
Mm.
good time to play it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go on mute, but I'm gonna play it on my screen real quick.
All right then. I think it's silent. I can't hear it. Oh, okay. Is it playing? Nothing started yet. Hold on, y'all. Stay with us. We getting it together. Please be patient. If anybody's watching, can they put a fist in the chat or something like that? Put a heart in the chat? I don't know. It's not my show. I'm just a guest here.
Is it not working?
Mm-mm. No, I don't think you pressed play.
Oh, I pressed play. What's happening?
Oh.
I'm sorry. I thought it was playing.
Mm.
Let me check.
Hold up, y'all. We getting it together. Don't leave. Okay. Says you started screen sharing. So loading,
Can you
loading.
see it?
Mm-mm. I can't see nothing yet. It just says you have started screen sharing.
Let me take it off of full screen.
Now it's a big white screen.
I think my computer is still trying to get
Man,
back.
it's on that devil screen. That's what it's on right now.
Facts.
Yeah.
Can you see anything yet?
I see the white screen and then I see a small arrow, the little mouse thing, little mouse arrow. I see that.
Dang. Did you hear that? No.
No, but somebody car alarm going off in the background. It's very annoying. That's on
Oh
my
yeah.
end though. That's
Oh,
on my
okay.
end.
I don't hear it.
Yeah, one of these ridiculous neighbors.
All right, I'm gonna just stop that. I don't know what's happening. I'm sorry, everyone.
All right.
Yeah, my computer is done for.
Mm.
Mm. But let me see. Is there,
We,
because I'm gonna respect the children's time, and we're
mm-hmm.
almost at an hour
Okay.
of streaming without the technical difficulties. But
Mm-hmm.
we can end in about 10 minutes, but I want to know if
Okay.
I know that there's something you want to close on, and
Mm,
if you think it'll take 10 minutes, we can do that now. But
mm.
I was wondering as well, is there anything else that you think should be added to the conversation? Although I think we will have a part two.
Uh, well, let me go ahead and add that the minister has been respected across countries. I mean, so many. I mean, from him receiving the child is uh proclaiming that he was the Messiah as a gift, and him
Mhm.
receiving also the founder's robe from the
Mhm.
RQ brothers, and just so much from the Islamic world where he's respected and renowned, and he was also proclaimed as an imam in the 90s. So when people say that he's not a real Muslim, I'm like, the minister said, no, not your kind of Muslim. I said
That's right.
many of us have many of us who, claim Islam or who follow a certain sects. I said, real talk, many of us have given up a European slave master for a so-called Arab slave master. But that's for another subject. But I just wanted to say that our beloved minister is respected across the globe. Like he said during his first FOI class, he would take this word to every nook and cranny of this country, and he has done that. He has done his job. So now it's on us to pick up and carry on. So I'll just say that because I can't find my book right now. So
Yes,
it's
sir.
all good.
Do you
So
know what page it's on?
no, but
Okay.
it's it's like on the very back. It's like the very end.
I have my book here. If you want, I can find it.
No, it's okay. It's
Okay.
okay. It's all good. That's
All
for
right.
another. That's for another time. But let me see. I can let me read. Let me read something from the minister, and I think that'll be a good way to close out.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the minister says right here in the article, we have been purposely made other than ourselves, and our former slave masters and their children and their teachings made us more into them and less into God. So the way we act, the way we behave, the way we think is so troublesome to ourselves and to others. We have to have a new way of thinking, and it starts with knowledge of God, knowledge of self, knowledge of truth, and accepting God fully, completely. The Bible teaches the first commandment that Jesus gave. He only gave two is love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. That doesn't leave anything for anyone else to claim. But Jesus dropped something in on the second, love. And the second commandment is like the first. Love your neighbor, love your brother as you love yourself. And that, to me, that's what the minister was saying in his speech to us during the national training seminar. That's basically what he was telling us. And I will end it there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for that. That's a beautiful ending for real.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. I don't even know what else to say.
Praise
That
be to Allah.
that to me sums up our teaching and what I have in my life been inspired by from the minister. Love, love,
Yes,
love,
ma'am.
love. But love is truth.
That's
So
right.
if you want Brother Trey, we can definitely do a part two,
Oh, yeah.
and speak more on that truth part,
Okay.
because love is duty, and we have a duty to spread truth.
Yes, ma'am. I'm definitely accepting that. Just let me know.
Yes, sir.
Inshallah, we'll make it happen.
Yes, sir. We definitely will. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, there's nothing. I can't really close out the minister's words. He does it for us.
Hmm.
So I would like to thank you, Brother Trey. Thank you, everyone who
Thank
signed
you.
on live. This is the first live, so thank you for bearing with us and
Thank
me
you.
with the technical issues. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, anytime for real.
Hmm.
Thank you for bearing with us with the technical issues, and inshallah, we will see you all for a part two and see more
Yes,
of you
ma'am.
for a part two as well. And at
Hmm.
this point, I will stop going live. Thank you for tuning in to Tea Time Podcast. Oh, I forgot to promote myself. Make sure that you visit buyatiyaj.com.
Hmm.
um, and yeah, I'll put all of that in the links of this, that you can watch on YouTube, everywhere like that. Follow me on Instagram at teatimepodcast.com. Follow me on TikTok at by Atiya, Atiyaj. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for
Bet.
tuning in, and peace. Assalamu alaikum.